No matter what industry you serve, there is a small segment of the population that absolutely positively hates salespeople, doesn't like that they get paid commission, and will talk trash on them, call them shady. How do you confront the critics? Why is this important? How can you close more deals? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC technicians, sales secrets, on a perfect day to talk about sales and business, and a fantastic day to talk about you. Coming to you live from Sacramento. I'm out at the Delta. Beautiful day. This video is powered by sellingtechnicians.com. No matter the service, the product, the industry, no matter what it is, there's a segment of the population that just hates salespeople. And so it's interesting, like sometimes you'll go to a mixer or to a party and someone's like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I do sales. And like all of a sudden it turns into the vampire cross. They're like, where's the garlic? We got to get this guy away from us. And so that type of person, you would expect, hey, I'm a sales dude. I can fix this dude, or I can fix this chick. And I'm going to introduce you to a term, Operation Time Suck. And if you've got nothing but time on your hands and you really want to beat your head against the wall, you try to fix this person for their beliefs and their worries and everything that they do. And heads up, sometimes people will use this against you so that you don't go through your sales process. Sometimes people will say things about being like, oh, I hate salespeople. I hate sales presentations. Like, oh, you're making fun of my profession now. No. There's a certain amount of information that I need. There's a certain amount of information that you're going to need, and that's the way that I work, right? So you have to be aware that the people are going to use a shady sales presentation critique against you, sometimes because they hate salespeople. Now, unfortunately, there is a freaking small section of the population of sales trainers in all industries, not just heating and air. We got our own in heating and air. Believe me, we do. But there's a small population of sales trainers that are shady, and they do shady stuff. And they teach people to do things that are not right, okay? And so at the end of the day, what happens is, especially because of social media, consumers can see this stuff. And so they're like, don't you use those shady tactics on me. Don't you do this thing that fill in the blank sales trainer told you to do. Don't try that on me. Like, well, that can be understandable because there's fear and worry that consumer is going to be made fun of on social media after the salesperson meets up with them, or they're going to get made fun of at a sales presentation in front of a large event. For the dudes and the chicks that are ruining it, I got words for you because it ain't cool. So be aware that you're going to have people tell you that you're unethical, that you're a liar, you're a cheat, and you're a fraud. This is why you should stay on the right side of doing the good things for your consumers and taking care of them and live a life of preeminence. You don't have to worry about these things, right? Like, if I was out on a sales call today and somebody was like, oh, you're a salesperson, you're a crook, I'd just go, hey, look, you have that belief. I'm not going to change that belief. I'm not going to try to change that belief. We've got some decisions to make. Are you going to buy or are you not going to buy? And if they're like not going to buy, then why would I spend a whole bunch of time with them getting beat up and kicked in the guts if they're not ever going to purchase from me because they can't get past that feeling and they can't get past that emotion? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still going to do everything I can to try to close that deal. But if there's a point where they're like, line in the sand, you're a fraud, you're a liar, you're a cheat, I'm going to tell you right now, they're not buying from you. Right? For them, no price is too low. It's like, if I could save a nickel from you and every other dude, and then I will lie, cheat, and steal to save a nickel. So at the end of the day, sometimes those people who are making those claims are the most unethical people, and they're the ones that are the biggest problems. Now, the reason I bring this up is, if you ever want to go into a sales slump, get caught up in what people think about you being unethical and liar, especially if you're telling the truth. Right? This buyer, just like the person who wants a copy of all your information so that they could just shop your proposal and shop all of the information and the knowledge and skills you have, is one of the two that sends people into a sales slump the most, because you put in so much time, so much energy, so much effort trying to close the deal and prove the person wrong, and they were never, ever, ever going to buy from you, right? Rarely on a Sunday, on a full moon, when you stub your toe getting out of bed, is this person going to buy. And I know people are going to be like, hey, Scott, you're wrong. I sell to this person all the time. Congratulations. Congratulations. You are a small minority of the population. You're that dude in the entire state of California. You're that dude in the entire state of Florida. You are that dude. You're a better person than me. Let's just say it, right? Like, I was at a bar probably 15 years ago, and this guy wanted to fight, and I just got a whole bunch of dental work done. I'm like, let me buy you a drink. It's cheaper than getting a whole bunch of new dental work, and you could tell all of your friends you beat me up, right? Like, what do you want to drink? I'll buy you 4 shots. I don't care. It's cheaper than dental work. Like, at the same time, there's a point where you got to look at the presentation and go, hey, listen, I'm going to do everything I can to close the deal. I'm going to do everything that's in my field of responsibility. But there's a point where if somebody's a non-believer, you are going to beat yourself up after that sale and go, like, I tried. I spent 7 hours with that person and they didn't buy from me. And I don't know why they didn't buy from me, because they don't like salespeople, right? They're looking for that person who's going to bow down to them and, worship them. And then like, oh, everything's going to be okay. And then they give it away. Okay. Then they give their product away. They give their service away. And that person has no belief in your value, no belief in your service, and they will throw you under the bus to save an extra nickel. I don't like to be negative. That's not me. I don't. But you have to make a decision between, is this person going to be Operation Time Suck? And are they really the person who we want to do business with? Every company should have some sort of standard of like, who do we work with and who do we not work with? Right? The people that, like for me, when people say, hey, Scott, we need consulting. And I go, here's what it's going to be for me to come out and work with your team for 2 or 3 days. They're like, I really don't like that price. I'm like, oh, the fact that I read 2,000 books and spent over $1 million on my education and hang out with some of the top people on the planet didn't have any type of influence on me, right? Is that a polite way of asking me for a discount? Because if it is, I don't do them. I don't do discounts. Right? I know what it took for me to get to where I'm at. I knew all the nights that I stayed up late. Like, just, you have all the things that you went through. And if, this is the last thing I'm going to go over, if you do sell this person, you can, right? I've sold this person. This is how I know this. Ask me how I know. If there's ever that saying, ask me how I know, this is it, right? This is the one. Ask me how I know. You put in very strong boundaries. Like, this system that I'm selling to you for $15,000, you're going to treat it as if I sold it to you for $25,000. You're going to treat my team correctly. You're going to treat the office correctly. You're going to treat the staff correctly. Like, none of this, I bought it at a discount, so I'm going to treat you poorly. At the drop of a hat that you say I'm going to treat any of the team poorly, I'm out. We're going to do a deuces. We're going to do a peace out, Girl Scout. Like, you need to treat this as if you paid full price for it, right? That's just the way that it works. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it. Every time I send a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.